Hello and welcome back to Lore Player Pre-Farms. We are in week 2, which means it is time for Overflowing Favor, where we kind of ignore our moral goal and pre-farm some artifacts. What this will mean in the end for Ifa and Escoffier is that we will probably level them to 80 and grab the Mora to level them to 90 when we get them. Now, I want to chat about the artifacts that we're going to get. I'm actually going to farm 4 domains, so we will be using one set where we farm twice. So obviously Ifa is from Natlan, so we are going to go to the Natlan domain to get him either Scroll of Hero of Cinder City or Obsidian Codex. Then Escoffier is Cryo, and I still need artifacts for Oresa, so we're going to Long Night's Oath. And we're getting her Escoffier 2-piece Deep Galleries Echoing Song, so finale of Deep Galleries. And then we are gonna be going to everyone's favorite domain, Blizzard Stereo domain. We're going back. I love that domain. They've nerfed it recently, so now we can beat it easily. And finally, we are getting Verdus and Venera. Because Ifa is an animal character, so no matter what he scales off, Verdus and Venera is going to work well on him. We have 3 rewards, but 4 domains, which means first of all we're going to need 1 condensed resin. We're at 119, so it matches exactly. I won't be spending my resin on anything else this week, so it should match throughout. We will obviously be doing weekly bosses. We will start in Natlan, and we will start with the Plunge domain, and I will be using a Oresa team. I'm thinking Oresa Overload. Obviously, I'll be running this domain like every day, so we're using the bonus resin. I have no idea how the rotation for this team are supposed to work yet, so I am just doing things randomly. We do have a problem with not enough power application here. And Shiver's healing is very reaction dependent, so it can go wrong. But he is down, so we apply some Pyro, some Sarah. I love Sarah. My Sarah has a lot more attack than my Yansan. So even with Yansan having a lot more ER, Sada actually works better at the moment. And there we go, that's our Long Night's Oath run. We are looking for finale of Deep Galleys 2 pieces. One thing I will also do is, at the end of this, I will keep all the artifacts until Ifa and Escoffier are here and until we have properly read their talents. So we got 2 goblets. Ooh, this is good for gaming. I will be locking pieces as we go, but obviously I haven't been farming Obsidian Codex so much I don't even know where it is. So we are not going to be using Oresa here, I think. We are going to be using Oresa. We need to do pyro reactions. Oh no, however will we cope? We are also looking for Maiden Beloved. If people don't know, Seluna recently did a video on Prototype Amber of Oresa, and I really liked it. I really like Dea Virgin teams. So we're going to be playing that with Farina, Emily, Dea, and Oresa on Prototype Amber. But for that, I need a Maiden Beloved set that can be used for an on-field character, and I don't currently have that because my Maiden Beloved is for Barbara and I've got a couple of pieces for Mika. So on Obsidian Codex I am also pulling Chaska on her rerun, so we are looking for all the Animo pieces we can get in the world. And we got an EM Sans with double crit. Let's go. And we got an attack goblet. I will be keeping all pieces that can be used on anyone in general. Like I keep anything that's any piece that I have, if I only have that main stat once, I will keep that piece and lock it, and just keep it in case they release a character in the future. Because what happened for me, for example, with Viridescent Venera, is that I got Viridescent Venera for all my animal characters. Then Strongbox the rest. I think at the time I was getting Retracing Bolite for Layla. And you know what happened? They released like 3 new animal characters. So they released Lanya and they released Mizuki, they're gonna release Ifa, and now I'm out of Viridescent Venera and Jean has no artifacts. Okay, let's go, let's try. If this doesn't work, we just body this with Navia. Maybe Navia, maybe Alhaitham, I don't know. We'll take someone. But physical damage is increased. So we will cat in a box. Obviously we could have applied some Dunder here. Freeze everyone. And where are the big fizz hits? Yeah, we don't have enough YM on Kave. Like, sorry, but this is not enough YM. Okay, Charlotte. Kirara. Try some Dendro. Okay, we're freezing. And 10,000. Yeah, this is what we were looking for. Shatter is just, I love it. And I love that it's like EM scaling fizz damage. But it can get so complicated. Oh, and Charlotte is dead. We don't have Kirara either. Yeah, we're not gonna make it. Kabe can heal himself from the Bloom Course. So there is a possibility. But for that we have to make actual Bloom Course. Kabe, heal yourself. After we get Ifa and Escoffier, there's going to be a series on my account where I level 70 all my underleveled characters and level all my weapons. So look forward to that. Okay, there we go. That was horrible. And I like playing physical damage. So that is the last one of those, and then we go up to the Blizzard Strayer domain with a burn team. I want to try Yansan burn. Okay, we got 2 Maidens pieces, none of which are good for Varessa. I want to try my Overload team in the Blizzard Strayer domain. The Peak of Vindagnyr. Oh, this domain. I used to make Goulash to go there because there were so many enemies, and now it's just like one big lava guy. You just put him down and it works. Yeah, so we get Cheer Cold. Oh no. Yeah, this guy. So, Pyro, and boom. Can we get him before we have to go into a heating pad? That is the question. Maybe. Oh, yikes. Well, we do have no revival foods. And we are not resetting. He is halfway done. So we're just gonna have a little less pyro application now. Varessa's sound effects are so sweet. Let's go Shivers. Or Sada? Sada has this. Let's go. We are going to be using our condensed resin, and that is going to conclude the first day of artifact runs, and I will see you again tomorrow. So, Blizzard Strayer, come on. We got 2 Blizzard Strayer pieces, one with EM and one with HP. Let's go, brilliant. So I hide artifact farming, and we are on the 2nd out of 7 days farming artifact domains with 4 pieces a day. I am gonna try a silly team. For those who know Soluna, he made a video about Prototype Amber Varessa, and I tried her and I really liked her. So we are going to be playing her in all of the domains today. Will it fail? Probably, especially in the Viridescent domain. I really don't like farming that one. But I have to do this for 7 days, and I really don't like farming artifacts. Just domains in general. Like, I am currently exploring Enconomia, and it is so much more fun than all of this pre-farming. I like with Veressa how sometimes when you do her plunges, you get the chance to wait in the air a little bit and force a high plunge. But yeah, this team is very fun. For those who haven't seen the Soluna video, but I'll link it in the description because I take no credit for this silly little team. What you do is you make a Virgin team with Dea, Emily, and Farina, and then you use Veressa as an on-field DPS and healer. So what I did for this, I will have to remove everyone's builds and switch them out at some point, so my other characters are usable again, but the basic idea is that we have Dea on her EM build, Veressa on Maiden Beloved and Prototype Amber, and everyone else just gets their classical builds. And he's about to be gone. I have become so much less stressed about these stupid foxes since I got Veressa, but I really don't like seeing them in Overworld. And what do we get here? Again, you won't see me level any artifacts in this video. I will be doing that when I actually have Ifa and Escoffier. As artifact domains go, this one isn't my favorite, but it's also not my least favorite. Let's try it with the silly Veressa healer team. And they do tell me to use pyro-related damage, and we do have Emily and Dea here. Dea, put on some pyro. I think this might be actually a good trying point for the team. Everyone has healed enough, so now we use Dea's burst because technically Dea is our actual DPS. And now we do everything again, and now we gotta heal back up, so we gotta find first stacks back. Oh no! However will we cope? That's 1 500, 300. Yeah, so my Maiden Beloved is unleveled, and we're still healing for more than with my Nahida on Prototype Amber, so I will call this a win. I will try to use the silly little teams in the domains this week because I could be doing speed clears, like trying to clear each domain as quickly as possible, but it's actually funnier to use silly little teams for the artifact domain runs. And we get 2 auto-locked ones, a crit rate circle with double death, and a healing bonus circle with EMER. My DPS Barbara is going to have a nice Heart Adepts build. So now, let's go. Burst whenever we can. And Veressa, get your burst back. I love how often Veressa gets her burst. I've got her on 130 ER on her DPS build, and it is so relaxing to play with her. Farina, Dea. I keep on forgetting to put up Dea's interruption resistance before going into her burst, but it seems to be okay. My characters are not at a build where I'm comfortable farming artifacts for them rather than just building them. So we get a flower, we get a death piece on Hot Adepts. I will be locking some pieces later, and then we'll review our locks when Escoffier and Ifa come, but oh my god. So we just boom. Like, physical gets extra damage, but I think this team deals more damage than my physical teams. So it's like, fine. And we were supposed to switch to Farina here. So, Farina. Then Emily first, so we can burgeon our bloom course. And now we have Varessa. And there's a leaf there. If we pick up that leaf, we get an EM bonus. One thing that I think people have a tendency to forget, and I'm going to have to include this with this team, is that Varessa is a catalyst. So she actually deals quite a lot of reaction damage with her plunges if you have off-field damage dealers. She obviously like over applies not cryo electro, but still. So, last round for the day. What are we looking at? 3 pieces. Dendro damage bonus on Maiden, EM and crit rate flower, and then attack sounds with ER and EM. I straight up cannot beat the Viridescent domain. I hate that place. I love animal characters. I never want to farm for them again. I think after this overflow domain, I am only strongboxing Viridescent and Maiden. I am never going in that domain again. But it is day 3. We have some farming to do. I will try Varessa because all my physical teams have failed. Now, I love physical. Have I physical build? No, of course not. So what we will do is we will start with this guy who one-shots my Farina. Like, actually one-shots my Farina. We do have Tank Fae at the moment, and our Tank Fae is C6 now. But still, he one-shot Farina. Now my Farina is obviously not on a key because I use key on Layla, on Nilu. I've got better uses for my key. So we need to get this lady before she puts down her shield. Boom. Boom. And she's getting her shield, so now we need on-field Yanfei. Oh, this was... I keep on trying to like take advantage of the physical damage bonus, but like I cannot clear this domain, even if I give my Fizz Kaching a 250 physical damage bonus. It's just, it doesn't work. But yeah, we've done it. We're just going to use this team for every domain. I think they work in every domain. Yeah, they work in every domain. So, we got a Geo damage bonus maiden piece and a Viridescent feather. Okay, Pyro applied, Sarah bonus, and boom. And now let's hope we don't get hit because we do not have revival items. Little more Pyro application. Ooh, and we almost have Yanfei's burst, so now we have a shield. Yay, let's go. Why are we using Yanfei here? Because I like her and I just got her to C6. I like that when you use Chevy on him, he staggers. There we go. So that is Blizzard's Story. Wasn't that nicer than Viridescent? I love this domain. I liked it before they nerfed it. I think it was fine. So we get an attack EMHP. Ooh, that's a good one. We will keep that. And a Death Circlet, because what else? Let's do Veresa Crystallize. I want to try this with Zilonon. So Veresa, Zilonon, Chiori, and let's take Farina. Let's do this. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, so the way this works is obviously you can jump up with Chiori, and then you can switch to Veresa mid-air, and you get a high plunge immediately. I just like Chiori. We'll bring my DPS. So 1, 2, 3. Nightfall burst around. We have crystallized. We don't have a Geo Construct here because we're using Zilonon over Kachina. So we are losing out on half of Chiori's damage, which is why I will probably keep Kachina in this team comp. Didn't think about that. But yeah, so the way it works is you jump up with Chiori and then you bounce down with Veresa and you get an automatic high plunge. Obviously it works better with more stationary bosses, stationary enemies, but still very fun team. One thing I also noticed is that with Jillian and Farina, I like them together, but we aren't at the moment, because my Jillian is lacking a little bit of her build, not getting like the maximum damage we could be getting. But yeah, it's a good thing that I tried this, because I was thinking of replacing Kachina with Jillian for this team long term, and this just showed me that we need Kachina because Jillian doesn't make Geo Constructs. Boop. I know people have rituals, I've studied too much statistics. Crit damage with crit rate and attack and DR. Let's go. We're putting this on Veresa immediately. She's on a crit rate circlet at the moment, which is a little silly given that she herself ascends with crit rate. Also, it has like all perfect subsets. I have to save Mora. But I am actually going to roll this to 4 to see. So one thing I do is I favorite every artifact that has ideal substats. So if this rolls into a useful substat, we will actually keep it favorited. Let's go. EM! Holy hell. Yeah, so I actually do use reaction damage with Veresa, so let's go, we got a new Veresa piece. Everything is burning. There we go. Now, 2 Cinder City pieces that we don't have yet. 2 Cinder City pieces that we don't have yet. Double Codex. Okay, so interruption resistance, stat guide, and all the crystallize he can handle. And now we need to go to that lady here, so she doesn't become a problem, and Jilonen has died. So we just revive her and switch Farina to healing mode. And now Dea. Just need to get rid of this guy. So why isn't Farina? I keep on forgetting that Farina is a single target healer. And this lady is starting to become a problem. So we need to switch Farina back to damage mode. And now Jilonen can heal again. This is so messy and so scary. I don't like it at all.
Why do we keep on getting struck by lightning? And also, like, I haven't played Navia since Natlan has released. I like her a lot, but I started using Molani. And Navia just kind of fell behind. And now I'm getting used to her again, and I realized that back when I played her all wrong. Because what I would do is I have like a Chi-Chi and Clorind, and Chi-Chi and Clorind have this really nice thing where you just crystallize with them and have your Geo characters be both off-field. So we're going to use our condensed resin here, and then we do Natlan domains, and then we go to Blizzard's Dryer. We got a viridescent piece. We haven't gotten a viridescent piece in ages. I don't want to have to strongbox the domains we've been farming. Like, seriously, I might just do like a day or two when we get Escoffier and Ifa. I'll give them some 4-star artifacts. And then we do more artifact domain runs until we can solve this. Obviously, Varessa is not on DPS, and as far as I'm aware, the 2-piece bonus of the hell? Oh, we almost lost our Janssen burst there because I forgot to do her skill. But there we go, Varessa, come on. And we forgot to shred Electro-Res. It's too early in the morning to be artifact farming, but I want to do some research. So farming time is morning. We still have Janssen's burst, and it's maxed. Yeah, 59k. I recently got a really nice circlet for Varessa, like a crit damage circlet. So now she's having a little bit of trouble critting. But hopefully we'll just get her, like, I don't know which artifact we need to change for her. We need Sands. She's currently on defense Sands because that's the only Sands I have on this set. So hopefully, let Jilonon switch to finish this guy. There we go. Okay, double drops. We get 2 goblets cryo damage goblet and a Geo damage goblet with double HP and crit rate. Well, Miss Sayu, Janssen and Junling. Doesn't really matter which order, just remember your numbers. And then obviously you have Emily. I don't know if Emily's on the right build, it doesn't matter. Technically I would have to switch Emily to Deepwood for this and give Unfinished Reverie to Junling, but I don't have an Unfinished Reverie set for Junling, so we're just going to keep it like this. So, what do we do? It's a very easy team. Is Dendro, Emily application, then Junling, Janssen, and then we Janssen burst, and then 3, we messed up a little bit, but now we roll around with Sayu and we roll through the fire, so we're actually burning. And you see how fast those enemies are getting annihilated with this? And now we just need to reapply our pyro. Get Janssen's burst back. Janssen is 200 ER, so we have no problem doing that. And we accidentally... Never mind. See? I like this team so much. And obviously we've got a healer DPS, so you don't have to worry about sustaining your team. But do we get something good? We need... Oh yes, let's go. It's attack. That's okay. Okay, we've got a flower. This is a good flower for Jillian. If we get to a point where like all current artifacts are in the strongbox, I will actually farm Tenacity of the Millilith. But I recently realized that I was playing Tank Fae wrong, which was upsetting. but apparently, okay, we need to, oh yikes. We need to put down another Goba. Oh, we don't even have our skill, oh yikes. We need to step here, externally heal Yansan. She is so squishy. Poor little baby. Well, she's a full adult, but still. She's tiny and squishy. Okay, there we go. Yansan burst and Sayo. Do we even have, we don't have pyro application. Oh, this is disastrous. So this is an example of how not to use this team. Okay, we will save Zhongling's burst until yes. Now. There we go. Okay, and we have healed significantly. A little bit of electro application so we can get our burst back, Zhongling. And we just need to very quickly find a square. Oh, this is bad. One big problem with this team is that my Zhongling is just lacking burst. Why doesn't the guy have pyro applied to him? Why is Goba missing? Okay, it's time for on-field Emily. He's at 0 HP. There we go. This is what happens when you've never tried a team in a domain before. We'll use Yanfei next time. Yay! A locked flower. It's okay, and an attack goblet. Yeah, that's okay.
It's day 5, and today we're trying another Varessa team to do all of our domain runs. I've already condensed my resin. I have been running more artifacts, so we are very behind on our Mora goal, but I figured, okay, so we lose about 40k Mora out of doing an extra run of an artifact domain with our resin. But the artifacts we get, I noticed with all the sets I need, I want to strongbox a little less. And what if Escoffier needs a set that we didn't put in our strongboxing attempts? Also, the reason Kudrosada is in this team is because my Sada buffs Varessa better than my Yansan, because I haven't had time to properly build Yansan, so Yansan is a little underpowered, to put it mildly. We're using Zanyun because I really like her pyro application, and because I prefer having a shield over having a sub DPS. That's just the point that my account is at. This Lost Valley still remains my least favorite domain. Obviously yesterday we were using Navia, but my Navia team is just too squishy for the fun here. So we just gotta hope that the overloads proc enough to get rid of an Electro and a Pyro enemy. And obviously for all the other domains, this is a perfectly fine team. And now we've gotten rid of everyone who's actually going to cause us any problems. So we're going to save Zanyun's burst for the next domain. No, Xinyan. Zanyun and Xinyan. They can give us these super similar names, but they can't give us a Hydro Claymore. Still bitter about that. Regarding Abyss, I've been thinking it would be fun if I wasn't doing this challenge. I would actually build my Fremine for Abyss, and do like Fremine Shatter on the first half, the one with all the enemies, and just put in Kazuo for grouping, and then just do a big shatter on each of the groups. That would be so fun. It's such an EM heavy team, but I built for EM. Okay, we get a feather. I don't think we've had a feather before. And a maiden flower. This is good. So, Sada, do your buff. Oh, I hate how long it takes for Sada to get her energy. Like, you saw her burst was almost full, and it takes like genuinely like 5 seconds for her to then get the energy, and now we've lost Sada, so now we don't have the buff anymore. And I don't have revival items, so we will have to go to the statue after 7 after this. That was just bad luck. But yeah. As I said, I hate it. And sometimes when the guy charges, Varessa misses him entirely, and then we have to reset our plunge rotation, which also no fun, but at least we're overloading. I think we're gonna get him before, yes, before the sheer cold gets us. We are gonna revive Sada, obviously, before going to the plunge domain. For the plunge domain, I will briefly change up the team. Ooh, 2 Heart Adepts, HP Sands on Heart Adepts, healing bonus, nice. And EMER attack flower, I like that. I like that a lot. I really like EM. I overvalue EM the way people overvalue crit ratio. I know that I overvalue it, but I'm okay with that. I love EM. I played Varessa Aggravate yesterday and it was so fun. So I actually used Kole instead of Nahida because I like her off-field application. And then we put Sada back in. Because again, my Sada is better than my Yansan. This is not a general recommendation, this is how I play it because of the way my account is. And I like playing Kole here because she does this like off-field application when you get her burst. And she buffs attack. So it's not that you're using Nahida to deal reaction damage, it's you're actually using Kole to deal real damage. So now we break this shield with charge attacks, then we Kole burst, and then we have off-field Dendro application. And boom, I love finding a usage case for characters that I don't use much. And Kole has really become one of them. I used to use her all the time. And then I got Nahida and Kole just kind of got relegated. It's a little bit like with Kachina. I love Kachina. Obviously, Jilonen is going to replace her on a lot of teams. Except if I have Chiori with me. Because Kachina does a Geo construct and Jilonen does not. So if I have Chiori with me, I actually prefer to have Kachina. Boom, and we Kole burst again. And because my Kole is C6, we did like 7k on her normal attack. So now we will switch back to overload because we are doing the Obsidian Codex domain. Will Kole give us luck? It's the attack sound that Varessa has been waiting for. Let's go. We're going to put it on her and we're going to level this. I know I need to save Mora, but my Varessa, I love her so much. She deserves a fully leveled artifact set. So, watch this roll all into death. And it's a 4-liner, so goodbye Death Sands. We are going to keep you because... So, we can now throw away this Death Sand because nobody's going to use it. So that's another piece for the strongbox. And we have an attack sand with EM and crit damage. It's all going to roll on into death, but that's fine. That's fine, we will survive. It rolled into crit. It's going to roll into death. I am convinced this is going to be like her defense. It rolled into crit again. I'm happy with how much into crit it rolled. Like I'd be happy if it rolled into AM for the rest of the rolls now. There we go. So for those who don't know, Varessa actually can deal reaction damage, so having EM on her isn't the worst thing in the world. Especially when I'm playing her in the Aggravate team. 3 rolls into crit. Holy shit. And we'll just finish this one. I'm so happy I'm like freeing up space on my artifact inventory with this. 4 rolls into crit damage. Veressa is blessed. 47 over 201. I guess it's time to play Veressa Superconduct. You know what? We're gonna try this. Veressa Melt. So, for Pyro application, most Pyro application would be Zhenling. And then we need double cryo. So I am gonna take Shenhe and Rosaria. So this is gonna give her 15% extra crit rate, so this puts her at 55% crit rate. This is gonna be so fun. We obviously have no healer here. I am gonna add Bennett. We can deal with a little less pyro application in exchange for healing. I have to say, Bennett, I know he is the best. I don't particularly like him. I'm sorry. Obviously, Shenhe only buffs cryo damage, but it's fine. Rosaria is dealing cryo damage. This is so silly. I love resonance. I love using resonance on my teams. But yeah, so far during this week of artifact farming, we have found a perfect crit damage circle with perfect substats for Veressa that rolled into almost entirely crit rate. 44, 58, so this is already dealing more than we were dealing before. We just need Bennett for a little bit because again we do not have revival items. Bennett, get your burst. I am very tempted to put Bennett on a sack sword because this boy does not have enough ER. And now we have to host it fun with Bennett burst. It was 64. Let's go! I love this. I am gonna use this team today. And we are gonna start the next rotation off with all the bursts active. Except Veressa, but she gets her burst incredibly quickly. My Veressa has like 130 ER. Holy hell. Okay, we got 2 pieces. This is a good one. Ooh, and an E. Oh, we need this for Zilonen. I'm just gonna continue. I am gonna see if I have some food to give to Rosaria. Otherwise, we'll just put down Benny's burst, put Rosaria inside for like a second. Oh, I'm so happy this happened. Okay, we have nothing. So, Benny's burst, Rosaria just in here. Now we do Shenhe, and now we just Veressa. We could technically, the problem with 130 ER Veressa, and there goes Benny and we have no revival items. Okay, well there goes our Pyro. The problem with 100 ER and 30 ER Veressa is that you could technically burst without stopping. So you end up in a situation where you just keep on spamming bursts. Okay, so Rosaria burst. Rosaria's gonna possibly die here. Yeah, Rosaria's gone. But it is fine, this is our last run. And there goes Shenhe. But Veressa, you've got this. One plunge and all of them are gone, right? I'm so happy this worked out. Let's go. Okay, last run. We're only gonna get one here, but that's fine. A crit damage circlet on Obsidian Codex with double attack. Let's go. There's 2 days left. I will be sorting through all of these artifacts, but I am happy with the result.
It is day 6 out of 7. I don't know how people run the same domain every day. This is not enjoyable. Boy, we better get good pieces. Like, how do Jadley and Ziox go to the Vermilion domain for 4 years? At least Ayatos, the set didn't get power crept. But well. We are gonna ignore the bonus here. I said I was gonna use silly little teams, so we are using the good Mizuki team. I love Mizuki. My Mizuki has 500 EM, that's why you're seeing the like 3000 and stuff like that. She's an on-field. With this team, we put up our elemental damage and we wait outside the circle. Because we are not plunging here. Yay, we can go again. But yeah, it's a very easy team. You're just using better supports than I usually use with Mizuki. I usually play her with Layla, Cookie, Shinobu, and Amber. What I really like with Mizuki is all you do with her is you put EM on her and you just deal reaction damage, and then your team damage is entirely dependent on your supports. Like, it's a team where you actually have to build your sub DPS, and we're going out here again. I don't know if we like have enough time, but I want to try. Whee. Yeah, the benefit with having Amber and Cookie Shinobu instead of Jilan and Farina is that you're dealing much more reaction damage and much higher reaction damage. But also, like this, your enemies are like permafrozen. We are not taking this team to the Blizzard Stereo domain, don't worry. For the Blizzard Stereo domain, we'll use a Pyro team. I'm thinking still Jilonon, but then maybe Zhongling. Yeah, we've got 2 minutes. We've got this in the bag. I see this is nowhere near Varesa's clear time for the domain. But we're trying to quell boredom, not to play the best team possible. And he's almost done. So do not go into the fox state again. Just a couple of animal bombs. And there we go, Mizuki cleared. That's what I like about her. She can clear everything. She might not be the fastest, but I'm not gonna die trying to clear these things and so on. So yeah. We get a Dendro damage bonus goblet again and a feather. Okay. See you in a bit, Farina. My Zhongling is incredibly abundant. I haven't even finished getting the catch for her. A project for the future. I found it interesting. I really liked fishing for the Fliffs on the Ferryman because I really liked the fishing spots in Fontaine, but I really disliked fishing for anything else. Don't ask me why. Like, fishing for the catch is just, it's some bad fishing spots. Okay, now we can do the fun thing. First we pick up this attack bonus, which she really doesn't need. So. And we just put down our little healing swirls. And I mean, look how good this is going. I don't get people who don't want to play Jilonan. Like, okay, she doesn't deal as much damage as Sucrose, but she also has a completely different playstyle. Like, the way you play with Jilonan is not how you would play with Sucrose. At least not how I've seen Sucrose teams. Boop. Look, that was a good clear time. Now give us... I don't know what we need here, because Jilonan has her skull set now. She could have some better substats, but it's not really necessary. Okay, we get an electro damage bonus goblet and an HP circlet. Oh, and a feather. That's nice. So, this is the original Yuma Mizuki team. The first team I played with her. It has not the easiest rotation in the world, but we're gonna get it. The timings are so tight that you really have to get it in the right order. Oh, we've got Amber's Burst, so I can show you the whole thing. So, the rotation is Amber's skill, Cookie Shinobu's skill, Layla's skill, Amber's Burst, immediately switch to Mizuki. If you have any other bursts, you do them before Amber's Burst. Because like this, you actually apply the pyro. And... oh, yikes. This is gonna be very tight. But it's definitely possible. So yeah, it's just because Mizuki's skill lasts longer than Layla's skill. So if you have her on the field and you don't want her to run into trouble, but also Baron Bunny, if you don't manually detonate it, stays on the field longer. Then you get that big swirl on the overload, because you have to bypass Baron Bunny with Mizuki. So obviously here nothing is matching. But yeah, you have to be near Baron Bunny. Yeah, and for this run we actually have to care about the sheer cold. Now where is the heating pad? Because we are not gonna heal enough. So we will just put up Layla's shield, let Cookie Shinobu heal herself a little bit. Baron Bunny and Mizuki and run. I love this team. This is genuinely one of my favorite teams. It's not one of my strongest, but it is my favorite. And yeah, we forgot to do Baron Bunny early again. But hey, he jumped on Baron Bunny, so it exploded immediately. Okay, so, and we did Layla's skill too early. I wanna see if we can get him before the sheer cold gets us here. We might be, yeah, we're gonna get him before the sheer cold gets us. But yeah, this is Mizuki clearing the Blizzard Destroyer domain, so we're gonna condense our resin after this for the ultimate test. And it's an attack circle, nice. And a flower on Heart of Depths, I don't think I have that. Now, ironically, my Mizuki actually has good viridescent pieces. All of them came from the strongbox. I refuse to go into this domain usually, but it isn't usually. We are spending a week of pre-farming. So I hope that viridescent is a DPS increase over Obsidian Codex, or that it's like useful for Ifa, because if he doesn't take viridescent, Well, we can still use the pieces for like gene and sucrose and so on, but holy, this was yikes. Okay, Jillian, boom, boom, boom. And now we can pick up crystallized shards, so nothing really isn't that important. This is going well. These guys are very swirlable. And extra healing. And Farina's burst skill. Mind you, my Mizuki is level 60. So all the clears you're seeing here, she is genuinely unbuilt. Like, I slapped some artifacts on, I've got her weapon at level 80, and she is at 500 EM, and that is it. But yeah, Mizuki to come to the rescue. I could actually imagine doing more artifact farming with these teams. That is actually fun. So, last drop for the day. Another maiden circlet. I think we've gotten like 4 now. Defense and defense. Ooh. Ugh. As far as I'm aware, it's the final day of the overflow. Finally, I cannot wait to not have to do daily domains anymore. Like, I'll still do a domain here and there, but I don't want it anymore. We got some good artifacts. I'll do a recap after this, but holy hell, that was not nice. Okay. We are using the Varessa Maiden Beloved team today. Healer Varessa. As previously, obviously she doesn't have her 130 ER set on at the moment, but the way this team essentially works is every time we burst, everyone heals, so our bursts are proccing Farina's fanfare. I like using either Farina before they are here, so we get Birchen cores instead of just burning. And I'll show you in a minute why. I mean, you see it, I preferred. Versa. You are a healer, you cannot die. After playing Versa with Gilonon once, I now get nervous when she doesn't have a shield. And we accidentally switched Farina to healer mode. Let me rectify that. How did they make him not weak to Electro? When this is her domain, that's honestly so mean. It's not our best clear time. Our best clear time for this domain I was looking was actually Varessa Overload. We will use our condensed resin here. So, last run for a while. What are we getting? Unless there's another overflow in tomorrow and I'm stupid, but Def Circlet, a feather with double def, and an HP sounds. Interesting. I don't think Escoffier is gonna need a feather with double def, so. And obviously, I'll make like a list of which order characters are getting crowned in. I never know if I've given Dea her self-healing and her interruption resistance or if it's run out. And it honestly stresses me out on the regular when I play her. Now, Versa, heal Emily. Yeah. Besides Molani, this was the best clear of this domain. I really like Dea and Emily together. So 2 out of 3. Ooh, an auto-locked one. Power damage, HP 10, circlet, EM circlet. Nice. I don't have one of these yet. I will switch back to Dea when his shield is down. Could use a different power applicator here, there's better ones. Did they ever release like a dedicated 5-star pyro support? Because I know they've put out a lot of pyro DPSs. I would like that. I would like a dedicated 5-star support character in pyro. Hey, claim rewards. What do we get? What do we get? Do we get some Blizzard Strayer? We got a goblet. HP goblet with double HP. That would be nice for Layla. At this point, and this is an attack circlet with double crit. We're at the last day. I double checked, and this is the last time we have to run Valley of Remembrance. I hate that domain. I know I've said it every day, but I hate that domain. Let's go, double bonus. I might have to run it again at some point because I'm just so low on artifacts from there. But at this point, I'm actually happy to just strongbox all of the Viridescent. We are going to use this team. I cannot be bothered to use another one. So, interruption resistance, burning, burgeon, bonus damage, more burning. There, you're attacking the wrong guy. And healing. Okay, those are all gone, so now we can deal with this lady. Who is not nearly as much of a bane of my existence as the other guy. There she is. Can we get her before she puts up her electro shield? Varesa's auto-targeting, while sometimes nice with the plunges, can get really problematic while you're playing. Like, it can really mess up your rotations. So, boom. So, Varesa for a last claim. Maybe this domain isn't so bad after all. Maybe I was just taking a bad team. But, last one. What are we getting? Double Viridescent. A feather with EM. And a flower with ear. Okay, I will do a very brief overview of all the artifacts we got during the overflow event and what I think that means for Escoffier and Ifa. So obviously for Ifa we want EM, not because I think he scales of EM, but because he's an animal character. But so let's put the sets that we were farming. We were farming those 4, and then down here we were farming those 2 and those 2. Now, for the lock status, just all of them. I will go through them later. So, in terms of finale of the galleries, I already had these 3 because they're with Layla. Don't mind Barbara currently holding Varesta's artifact, which are these 3, and the sands are something we got during the overflow, as is this beautiful, beautiful circlet. It's the best circlet on my account, sadly. Morlani's artifacts were artifacts we had before, same for Kachina. I'm actually thinking, what did we level of the things we got? Yeah, we only leveled these sands and this curved right circlet, so it's not that important. So what we got is all the zeros. Heart of Depths, I got a flower and a feather, a flower for Singtro. I am going to give him some of these sands and maybe a goblet or a circlet. I'll have to see which one he gets. Very happy he got these. Then we got some flowers, some feathers, and Verdescent. We did get the ER sands that Farina is wearing. We got 2 circlets, got these sands. On Maiden we got a lot of goblets, so these goblets are new, and then this EM circlet is new. On Blizzard Strayer we got lots of circlets. I put some things on Singcho just because, like this EM sands, just because he was wearing like all death artifacts. And going back Cinder City, we got a lot of Cinder City pieces. Anything that's on Gilonan, like these ER sands and this healing bonus circlet, is something we got during these runs. And with Obsidian Codex we got almost exclusively sands. Like anything Obsidian Codex you see here is new. So yeah, I'm very excited. We got some good stuff. I will be coming back to this when Escoffier and Ifa are here, and we will be giving them a set each. So just looking at the number of artifacts, Maiden Beloved obviously isn't relevant for either of them, but with Long Night's Oath plus Blizzard Strayer, I think we have enough to give Escoffier a set. So I'm very happy about that. Obviously, if we put an off-piece goblet on him and just use these HP sands, we have a Viridescent set for Ifa, which is very nice. Heart of Depths wasn't relevant for anyone. If Ifa is a nut on support, he's tough out of luck. I didn't get enough Scroll of Cinder City pieces, so we'd have to farm again. And for Nutland DPSing, we do have a set for him. So at that point, obviously, Obsidian Codex gives 40% crit rate, while Viridescent Venera gives 60% swirl damage and 40% elemental rest shred. So the question is, do we want the rest shred or do we want the crit rate? We'll have to see which of the sets has more crit rates after we roll them, so we'll have to roll 2 sets for Ifa. And yeah, I will also do my weekly review now. So in terms of Mora, we have 2.5 million, and in terms of level books, we're up to 74. And going down to the gems, I got a couple of gems out of daily commissions, from Zhao's birthday letter and from the teapot, because I've been doing teapot gift sets. So we are at 111.1 and at 210.9. So it's not looking well there. We'll have to see what kind of bosses they take, but I think what's going to have to happen here is that we're going to have to transform some of these geochunks into Animo and Cryo.